You know those days when you need to just shake things up a little bit, be a little spontaneous? Today was definitely one of those days for me. I'm Amy, by the way. I'm so happy to have you here with me.
It's way too quiet in the house. I'm just wasted on the couch.
I am heading out today to do a little mini road trip to a few cities that have been on my radar for where I might possibly buy a home. So far in my research, there are some areas that kind of are meeting all of the things that I need with it. I've been avoiding taking a weekend day to do this because I've been so busy, but I am actually really excited now that I'm up and it's time to go. I'm going to bring you along with me and we're just going to check out a few of these little towns. I'm probably going to be gone all day and be doing a lot of driving, but once I hit the road, I'm always like, oh, this is the best. I love this so much. And to be honest, I was feeling so burnt out yesterday because I had such a crazy week. It's taken me a while to actually implement this, but I have learned that when I'm feeling that way, I need to get away from a screen. I need to get away from the to-dos and trying to be creative and all of that. I need to just go and be in nature, something like this. And so I feel like today that is exactly what I need to kind of reconnect to my creativity and myself and balance my energy. And I knew that yesterday, so I actually brought my dog to this little outdoor play spot. You can rent something, it's called Sniff Spot. You can rent people's yards. They are amazing. They're all over the States. There could be some in Canada, depending on where you're at. But when I lived in a big city, it saved us because I didn't have a yard when he was a puppy. And then when I drove across country, we stopped at some. I'd like go and get food, and then we'd go and have a picnic at a sniff spot and let him run because he'd been in the car. It has been such a blessing to have a place like that that I can go to, because even though I have a yard now, it's just so important for him to be able to sniff around other places and enjoy in that manner. You should look into that if you don't have a yard, if you have a dog who just needs to play alone. Whatever the reason is, I think it's just a treat for any dog to be able to go and explore a new area as well. They're usually between like $5 and $20 an hour, depending on the amenities and the size and things like that. But I'd say on average, they're about $10 an hour. So. I've pretty much been driving all day. I've gone to a few different cities, and at the moment I'm actually feeling a little bit, my first word I want to say is discouraged, but that's just because of the moment I'm in, and I know that once I reflect on all of this, I'm going to see it from the space of confirmation of what my yeses are and what my nos are, because that is why I did this. A couple months ago, I went to a few other towns too that I thought would be really great potential cities to buy an investment property, and it was such an immediate no when I got there. And that's really helpful for me because I haven't thought about it since. And that's why I did this today too. I found this beach, and this is such a treat. I am in the southwest little corner of Michigan right now. If I got into the water and swam, I would make it over to Chicago. That's kind of what I'm looking at, although you can't see it. It's too far. I've had people tell me that they didn't know lakes looked like this because they're used to oceans like this. If you are from an area that maybe you've only had one or the other, it's funny to sometimes experience the opposite. The town I'm in right now is called St. Joseph, and it is so charming. It's so cute. I feel a little bit, I wasn't expecting it, especially because the few towns I was just in were very different vibes to them. But St. Joseph, the homes are so cute. They're all like 100-year-old houses that have been really well preserved and cute little neighborhoods, and the trees are amazing. And right now as I'm filming, it's October, so it's all fall colors here, as you've kind of seen. It's perfect. But I know that St. Joseph has very strict rules about what you can and can't do with properties that you own that aren't yours. So that is one thing to just note. Otherwise, it would be such an easy choice. But I definitely want something that's kind of low risk and allows me to have different options with it. I am kind of feeling though like finding my way here was not an accident. I was not coming to go to the beach. I of course saw it on the map and I looked up a coffee shop nearby, not to actually go to the shop, but just to see the vibe of the area. I feel like that's always a really great way to get to know a place that you're in a new city is, you know, find a cool, funky coffee shop, and that'll give you a really good idea of a good part of town and what the vibe is of the people and everything. And so I kept going and just took the next turn and found myself at this amazing beach. I feel as if my soul kind of guided me here because I needed just this moment in nature to decompress and to reset my energy. Because when I first started out today, it was a little bit before 8 a.m. and it is now 2:30. So I've pretty much been driving since. So it's really nice to just take a moment and reconnect.
Truthfully, I've had a hard time finding balance between my head and my heart in this season. Now that this road trip has come to an end, and I've had time to reflect on it, it's reminded me of how important it is to connect to my heart and my intuition before anything else. I've been a bit too overwhelmed to maintain that frequency. But thankfully, this little excursion has helped me to become aware of that. I have learned that simply being aware of my disconnect and aware that all I need to do is focus on it, focus on my heart, and focus on my intuition. That is how I get back to it.